And now, Living Well with LDS Hospital.
So excited to be here with Lupe Cruz from LDS Hospital because we are talking about something that I would think every pregnant woman out there has wondered. We are talking about the difference between Braxton Hicks and real contractions. So how do you know if it's the real thing?
You know, the thing is everyone's pregnancy is different. Every single pregnancy, even for that individual, is different. So it can be really hard to tell. And also when someone who's never had contractions is asking someone who has what they feel like, there's nothing to compare it to. There's absolutely nothing. So one thing we go by is timing. So the ones that are more regular get stronger as they get closer together, and then they start to produce dilation of the cervix. Those are real. How do you know that that's happening, right? One of the things that we do is we say use the 5-1-1 rule.
Wait, I haven't even heard of that. What's the 5-1-1 rule?
So the 5-1-1 rule is that the contractions are coming every 5 minutes. They last about a minute each, and it's for an hour or more.
Okay, 5-1-1.
So if that's happening, then chances are that you could be in labor. Sometimes it could be the beginning of labor, and if you're not making progress quickly enough, then there's not really a need to be rushing to the hospital. But again, people get nervous, so I would prefer people go in and just be examined if they have any questions.
It's nice to hear that from a medical professional, because as someone who's been on that side thinking, am I going to be the girl who cried wolf? That is my biggest fear in pregnancy. Right. And I also love that you tried to describe how a person who's had contractions tells someone else. Because people would just say, you'll know when it's a real contraction. But when I really had them, I didn't know.
Right, and some people don't. Some people, they have a higher pain tolerance. One thing is I had some people send me a video of a demo. So I'm going to do the demo for you. It's really fun, and it involves a balloon. So let me show you really quick.
And I love this. So the balloon's going to represent the uterus.
So this is the uterus.
Okay.
So let's there's a little ping pong ball in there. See if we can get this to go for us. Okay. So there's a ping pong ball down there. So we're going to call this the cervix down here. And when you have these contractions, Braxton Hicks, that aren't real, they're sideways. Okay, so I want you to do that. Kind of just squeeze.
So that ball's not going anywhere.
That ball's not going anywhere. So now I want you to wrap your hands around, and I want you to push down.
Ooh!
Watch that.
Ooh!
Okay, you see how
Should I deliver the baby?
Go. Keep pushing. Push.
I'm scared.
I know, this is when you get scared.
Oh!
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That's how it works. Did you see how that was thinning?
Yes.
And so that's a really fun little demo that I saw that several people were sending it to me. Like, do this. This is a great way of explaining it. It's one of the best ways I've ever seen of explaining it. It was shared at a workshop, a birthing workshop. So that's one of the ways. And I think I'm going to use that more often, even in clinic, showing patients this is kind of what we're looking for. It's so hard to visualize the dilation, the effacement that you saw on that when you were pushing. So that's kind of what I thought was a really good way to have a visual of how it works.
It's so cool to be able to see that.
Yeah.
Let's talk, though, about Braxton Hicks. What really are Braxton Hicks, and why do we have them?
So sometimes they happen in the 3rd trimester usually. And what we kind of see it as, your uterus is kind of practicing for the real thing. Just doing a little workout, practicing. And so when that happens, if it happens before that 3rd trimester, if you get 6 or more in an hour, that's not okay. That's when we want you to come in. Because if they're happening every 10 minutes and it's too soon, it's preterm labor. So that's when you have to differentiate between which one is Braxton Hicks, which one is preterm labor. So you have to think of timing. Timing is a really
And that is the key.
If
you're sitting there wondering what you're going to do to really differentiate, it's the 5-1-1.
Right. And some things you can do is get plenty of water, empty your bladder, or rest. So those are some of the things that, if those things don't stop what's happening, it's either preterm labor or you're in labor, so depending on the time of when it happens.
I love that you say, if you're worried about it, if you're concerned about it, if you're confused about it, go in.
Right. We're never bothered by you going in or even calling. We have 24-hour call. We're not bothered by that. We'd rather you
It
do
literally is your job.
Yep, it is.
Thank you so much, Lupe,
You're
for being
welcome.
here. For more information, visit ldshospital.org/healthyliving. And until then, Brian, what's